Bertie the bus is a great friend of the engines on the island of Sodor. He's always working hard to bring them passengers, and he always takes those passengers to their homes, even to places where the railway can't reach. "Thank you for your help today, Bertie," said Thomas. "You're a very good friend indeed." "Any time, Thomas," replied Bertie. "Always happy to lend a wheel." Bertie was back in his garage when his driver came to see him. "We're booked on an excursion tomorrow." Bertie was excited. He liked excursions. He was usually kept busy bringing passengers for the engines, so an excursion would make a nice change. "Are they going to the seaside?" he asked. "No," said his driver. "It's a naturalist society." "What's a nature... What you said." "They're a group of people that love nature. We're going to take them up into the hills to watch the birds and look for rare plants, so make sure you're in good form for climbing." But when he awoke the next morning, Bertie didn't feel in good form for much of anything. The workmen tried hard, but they just couldn't make him better. His engine wouldn't turn over, and he couldn't turn a wheel. "It's no good, Bertie," sighed his driver. "We can't wait much longer. We'll have to let one of the other buses take the passengers." Bertie was disappointed. There was only one other bus in the garage who could do it. Algy was by no means a rude bus, but he was younger and newer than Bertie, and he knew it. When he was oiled up and ready to go, he tooted at Bertie. "Not to worry, old-timer," he said cheerfully. "I'll collect your passengers and take them safely." Bertie watched sadly as Algy puttered away. Algy collected the Naturalist Society and took them on their way. They had lots of picnic equipment and cameras. They had only gone a few miles when they had to stop for some traffic lights. To their alarm, his engine quit. "What's happening?" he cried. His driver tried to start him again, but he just wouldn't. At last, Algy's engine turned over, and they were able to resume the journey, albeit very carefully. Soon they reached their first destination. The naturalists got out and enjoyed a day of looking around. But when they returned, they found Algy not looking so well. "I found the garage," said his driver, "but Bertie isn't better yet." "I'm sorry," moaned Algy. "I hope I haven't ruined everything." "Never mind," said the naturalist. "We can have our picnic right here." So they ate their picnic, and Algy's driver continued to work. But it was no use. By the time they finished, the bus still wasn't mended. Poor Algy looked so sad that the passengers couldn't be cross. "Never mind," they said. "We'll just wait until you're better." The driver went to use the phone again, but while he was gone, they all heard a faint toot toot. "I know that toot," said Algy happily. "That's Bertie." Sure enough, a moment later, Bertie swung around the corner. "Hop in," he called happily. "You won't have a wasted day after all." They all climbed aboard, and Bertie took them on the rest of their trip. Bertie and Algy sat in the garage. "I'm glad you're feeling better, Algy," said Bertie. "Thanks, Bertie. I'm sorry I was rude earlier. I guess it just goes to show that a bus's age doesn't mean we don't all break down sometimes." "Absolutely, but as long as we're useful, that's the important thing." "And being better than the railway?" "Well, yes," conceded Bertie, "but that goes without saying."